Keys to power. Your most precious, valued possessions and your greatest powers are invisible and intangible. No one can take them. You, and you alone, can give them. You will receive abundance for your giving. The keys to power are the most powerful ways to harness the force of love and receive the life you are meant to live. They are so simple and easy any child can follow them. Each key will unlock the immense power within you. To use love as the ultimate power in your life, you must love like you have never loved before. Fall in love with life. However much you have loved in your life, double that feeling, multiply that feeling by 10 times, multiply it by 100 times, 1,000 times, and 1,000,000 times, because that is the level of love you are capable of feeling. There is no limit, no ceiling, to the amount of love you can feel, and it is all inside you. You are made of love. It is the very substance and nature of you, life, and the universe. And you can love FA more than you've ever loved before, and far more than you have imagined. When you fall in love with life, every limitation disappears. You break the limitations on money, health, happiness, and the limits of joy in your relationships. When you fall in love with life, you have no resistance, and whatever you love appears in your life almost instantaneously. Your presence will be felt when you walk into a room. Opportunities will pour into your life, and your slightest touch will dissolve negativity. You will feel better than you thought it was possible to feel. You will be filled with unlimited energy, excitement, and an unquenchable zest for life. You will feel as light as a feather, like you're floating on air, and everything you love will just seem to fall at your feet. Fall in love with life. Unleash the power within you, and you will become unlimited and invincible. Even after all this time, the sun never says to the earth, "You owe me." Look what happens with a love like that. It lights the whole sky. So how do you fall in love with life? The same way you fall in love with another person. You adore every Thil1G about them. You fall in love with another person by seeing only love, hearing only love, speaking only love, and by Philil1G love with all your heart. And that is exactly how you use the ultimate power of love to fall in love with life. Whatever you're doing, wherever you are in your day, look for the things you love. You can look for technology and inventions you love. Look for buildings you love, cars and roads you love, cafes and restaurants you love, stores you love. Walk down a street or through a store with the intention of finding as many things as you can that you love. Look for things you love about other people. Look for everything you love in nature: birds, trees, flowers, perfumes, and the colors of nature. See what you love. Hear what you love. Speak about what you love. Knowing that you have working with you a force which never yet has failed in anything it has undertaken, you can go ahead in the confident knowledge that it will not fail in your case either. Think about what you love. Talk about what you love. Do what you love to do. Because when you're doing all of these things, you are feeling love. Talk about the things you love about your home, your family, your spouse, and children. Talk about the things you love about your friends. Tell them what you love about them. Talk about the things you touch, smell, and taste that you love. Tell the law of attraction what you love every day by singling out the things you love and feeling them. Just think about how much love you can give in one day by feeling the things you love. When you walk down the street, look for the things you love in other people. When you look in stores, look for the things you love. Say, "I love that outfit. I love those shoes. I love the color of that person's eyes. I love that person's hair. I love that person's smile. I love those cosmetics. I love that smell. I love this store. I love that table, lamp, couch, rug, sound equipment, coat, gloves, tie, hat, and jewelry. I love the smell of summer. I love the trees in fall. I love the flowers in spring. I love that color. I love this street. I love this city." Look for the things you love in situations, events, and circumstances, and feel those things. I love getting phone calls like that. I love getting emails like that. I love hearing good news like that. I love this song. I love seeing people happy. I love laughing with other people. I love driving to work listening to music. I love being able to relax on the train or the bus. I love the festivals in my city. I love celebrations. I love life. Look for the things you love on every subject that lights up your heart and feel the deepest love you can. If you're not feeling good and you want to change the way you feel, or if you want to lift good feelings higher, then take a minute or two and go through a mental list of everything you love and adore. You can do it while getting dressed in the morning, walking, driving, or traveling anywhere. It's such a simple thing to do, but the effect in your life will be amazing. Make a written list of everything you love, which I urge you to do every month in the beginning, and then at least every 3 months. Include the places you love, the cities, the countries, the people you love, colors you love, styles you love, qualities and people you love, companies you love, services you love, sports you love, athletes you love, music you love, animals you love, flowers, plants, and trees you love. List all the material things you love, from all the different types of clothes you love, homes, furniture, books, magazines, newspapers, cars, appliances, to all the different foods you love. Think about the things you love to do and list them all, such as dancing, playing a sport, going to galleries, concerts, parties, shopping. List the movies you love, vacations, and restaurants you love. When one has once fully entered the realm of love, the world, no matter how imperfect, becomes rich and beautiful. It consists solely of opportunities for love. Your job is to love as much as possible every day. If you can just love and adore everything you possibly can today, look for and feel the things you love, and turn away from the things you don't love. Your tomorrows will overflow with the untold happiness of everything you want and love. Love is the master key that opens the gates of happiness. Love is being alert. You have to be alert to feel the love of everything around you. You have to be aware of everything that's around you to love, otherwise you will miss things. You have to be alert to see the things that you love. You have to be alert to hear the sounds that you love. You have to be alert to catch the beautiful smells of flowers as you walk past them. You have to be alert to really taste the food you're eating and feel the fullness of the flavors. If you are walking down the street listening to the thoughts in your head, you miss it all. And that's what happens to people a lot of the time. They hypnotize themselves by listening to the thoughts in their head, and so they're in a kind of trance, and they're not aware of anything around them. Have you ever been walking down the street and suddenly a good friend yelled out your name, and you were startled because you hadn't seen him? Or maybe you saw a friend, and you had to call out her name a couple of times, and suddenly she jumped with a start when she saw you? Your calling her name woke her up because she was not aware of being on the street, but was lost in a trance, listening to the thoughts in her head. Have you ever been in a car traveling, and suddenly you looked around and realized you were close to your destination, but you didn't remember traveling a big part of the distance? You had hypnotized yourself by listening to your thoughts, and you were lost in a trance. The good news is that the more you give love, the more alert and aware you will become. Love brings complete alertness. As you make a conscientious effort to notice as many things around you that you love as you can each day, you will become more aware and alert. How to keep your mind focused on love. Clarity of mind means clarity of passion, too. This is why a great and clear mind loves ardently and sees distinctly what it loves. One way to stay alert is to trick your mind by asking questions such as, what can I see that I love? How many things can I see that I love? What else is there that I love? What can I see that thrills me? What can I see that excites me? What can I see that I'm passionate about? Are there more things I can see that I love? What can I hear that I love? When you ask your mind questions, your mind can't help itself, and it gets busy right away to give you the answers. It stops other thoughts immediately so as to come up with the answers to your questions. The secret is to keep asking your mind questions regularly. The more questions you can ask, the more you will be in control of your mind. Your mind will be working with you and doing what you want it to do, instead of working against you. Sometimes your mind can take off like a freight train down a mountain without a driver if you don't stay in control of it. You are the driver of your mind. So take charge and keep it busy with your instructions by telling it where you want it to go. Your mind only takes off on its own if you're not telling it what to do. The mind acts like an enemy for those who don't control it. Your mind is a powerful and magnificent tool you can use, but you must be in control of it. Rather than letting it distract you with out-of-control thoughts, you want your mind to help you give love. It doesn't take long to train your mind to focus on love, and once you have just watch what happens to your life. The key of gratitude. You cannot exercise much power without gratitude because it is gratitude that keeps you connected with power. I know of thousands of people in the worst imaginable situations who have changed their lives completely through gratitude. I know of miracles that have taken place in health where there seemed to be no hope. Failed kidneys regenerate, diseased hearts heal, eyesight is restored, tumors disappear, and bones grow and rebuild themselves. I know of broken relationships that have transformed into magnificent ones through gratitude. Failed marriages completely restored, estranged family members reunited, parents transforming relationships with children and teenagers, and teachers transforming students. I have seen people who were in total poverty become wealthy through gratitude. People turned around failing businesses, and people who had struggled with money all their lives created abundance. Someone even went from living on the streets to having a job and a home in a week. I know of people who were in depression who catapulted into joyful and fulfilling lives through gratitude. People who have suffered from anxiety and every kind of mental illness have restored themselves to perfect mental health through gratitude. Every single savior of the world used gratitude because they all knew that gratitude was one of the highest expressions of love. They knew that when they were grateful, they were living in exact accordance with the law. Why do you think Jesus said thank you before he performed every miracle? Every time you feel grateful, you are giving love, and whatever you give, you receive. Whether you're giving thanks to a person or feeling grateful for a car, a vacation, a sunset, a gift, a new house, or an exciting event, you are giving love for those things, and you will receive back more joy, more health, more money, more amazing experiences, more incredible relationships, more opportunities. Try it now. Think of something or someone you're grateful for. You could choose the person you love more than anyone else in the world. Focus on that person and think about all the things you love and are grateful for about that person. Then, in your mind or out loud, tell that person all those things you love and are grateful for about them, as though they were there with you. Tell them all the reasons you love them. You can recall particular instances or moments by saying, "Remember the time when," as you're doing it, feel the gratitude begin to fill your heart and body. The love you gave in that simple exercise must and will return to you in the relationship and in your whole life. That is how easy it is to give love through gratitude. Albert Einstein was one of the greatest scientists who ever lived. His discoveries completely changed the way we see the universe. And when asked about his monumental achievements, Einstein spoke only of giving thanks to others. One of the most brilliant minds that has ever lived thanked others for what they had given to him. 100 times a day. That means at least 100 times a day. Einstein gave love. Is it any wonder that life revealed so many of its mysteries to Albert Einstein? 100 times every day I remind myself that my inner and outer life depend on the labors of other men, living and dead, and that I must exert myself in order to give in the same measure as I have received and am still receiving. Gratitude, the great multiplier. When you're grateful for the things you have, no matter how small they may be, you will receive more of those things. If you're grateful for the money you have, however little, you will receive more money. If you're grateful for a relationship, even if it's not perfect, the relationship will get better. If you're grateful for the job that you have, even if it's not your dream job, you will receive better opportunities in your work. Because gratitude is the great multiplier of life. If the only prayer you say in your entire life is thank you, that is enough. Gratitude begins with two simple words. Thank you, but you have to feel grateful with all your heart. The more you start to say thank you, the more you will feel it, and the more love you will give. There are 3 ways to use the power of gratitude in your life, and every one of them is giving love. 1. Be grateful for everything you have received in your life, past. 2. Be grateful for everything you are receiving in your life, present. 3. Be grateful for what you want in your life, as though you have received it, future. If you're not grateful for what you've received and what you're receiving, you're not giving love, and you don't have the power to change any of your current circumstances. When you give thanks for what you've received and what you're continuing to receive, it one multiplies those things. At the same time, gratitude brings what you want. Be grateful for what you want in your life, as though you have received it. And the law of attraction says you 11 LTLSD receive it. Can you imagine that something so simple as being grateful can multiply everything you love and completely change your life? A divorced man, lonely, depressed, and working in a job he hated, decided to practice love and gratitude every day to change his life. He began by being positive to everyone he talked to during the day. When he called old friends and family, he shocked them with how positive and happy he was. He began to be grateful for everything he had, right down to being grateful for running water. This is what happened to his life within 120 days. Everything he hated about his job miraculously changed, and he now loves his job. His job even takes him to places that he has always wanted to see. He has the best relationships with all his family members, which he'd never had before. He paid off his car, and he always has the money he needs. He has good days no matter what is happening. And he is married again, to his first love from 10th grade. Gratitude for the abundance you have received is the best insurance that the abundance will continue. If you use gratitude a little, your life will change a little. If you use gratitude a lot every day, your life will change in ways you can hardly imagine now. Not only does gratitude multiply everything in your life, it also eliminates the negative things. No matter what negative situation you may find yourself in, you can always find something to be grateful for, and as you do, you harness the force of love that eliminates negativity. Gratitude is the bridge to love. Gratitude took my mother from the deepest grief into happiness. My mother and father fell in love with each other virtually at first sight, and they had the most beautiful love affair and marriage I have ever seen. When my father died, my mother suffered from enormous grief because she missed my father so much. But amidst her grief and pain, my mother began to look for things to be grateful for, other than being grateful for all she had received from the decades of love and happiness with my father. She looked for things to be grateful for in the future. The first thing she found to be grateful for was that now she could travel. Traveling was something my mother had always wanted to do, but didn't do when my father was alive, because he never wanted to travel. My mother did fulfill her dream. She traveled, and she did many other things that she had always wanted to do. Gratitude was the bridge that took my mother out of immense grief and into building a new life of happiness. It's impossible to feel sad or have any negative feeling when you're grateful. If you're in the midst of a difficult situation, look for something to be grateful for. When you find one thing, then look for another, and then another, because every single thing you find to be grateful for changes the situation. Gratitude is the bridge from negative feelings to harnessing the force of love. Gratitude is a vaccine, an antitoxin, and an antiseptic. When anything good happens to you in your day, give thanks. It doesn't matter how small it is, say thank you. When you get the perfect parking space, hear your favorite song on the radio, approach a light that turns green, or find an empty seat on the bus or train, say thank you. These are all good things you're receiving from life. Give thanks for your senses, your eyes that see, your ears that hear, your mouth that tastes, your nose that smells, and your skin that lets you feel. Give thanks for the legs you walk on, your hands that you use to do almost everything, your voice that enables you to express yourself and communicate with others. Give thanks for your amazing immune system that keeps you well or heals you, and for all your organs that maintain your body immaculately so that you can live. Give thanks for the magnificence of your human mind, that no computer technology in the world can duplicate. Your entire body is the greatest laboratory on the planet, and there's nothing that can come even close to replicating its magnificence. You are a miracle. Give thanks for your home, your family, your friends, your work, and your pets. Give thanks for the sun, the water that you drink, the food that you eat, and the air that you breathe. Without any of them, you wouldn't be alive. Give thanks for the trees, the animals, the oceans, the birds, the flowers, the plants, blue skies, rain, the stars, the moon, and our beautiful planet. Give thanks for the transportation you use every day. Give thanks for all the companies that provide you with essential services so that you can live a comfortable life. So many human beings toiled and sweated so that you can turn on a tap and have fresh water. So many human beings gave their life's work so that you can flick a light switch and have electricity. Think about the magnitude of human beings who slaved day after day, year after year, to lay the train tracks across our planet. And it's almost impossible to imagine the number of people who did the backbreaking work of making the roads we drive on that form a connecting network of life for the world. In ordinary life, we hardly realize that we receive a great deal more than we give, and that it is only with gratitude that life becomes rich. To use the power of gratitude, practice it. The more you feel gratitude, the more love you give. And the more love you give, the more you receive. Are you grateful for your health when it's good? Or do you only notice your health when your body gets sick or hurts? Are you grateful when you have a good night's sleep? Or do you take those nights for granted and only think of sleep when you've been deprived of it? Are you grateful for your loved ones when everything is going well? Or do you only talk about your relationships when there are problems? Are you grateful for electricity when you use an appliance or flick a switch? Or do you only think of electricity when there's a power blackout? Are you grateful to be alive each day, every spare second is an opportunity to be grateful and multiply the things you love? I used to think I was a grateful person, but he didn't know what gratitude really was until I practiced it. If I am driving or walking, I use the time to give thanks for everything in life. Even walking from my kitchen to my bedroom, I will give thanks. With my heart, I say, thank you for my life. Thank you for the harmony. Thank you for the joy. Thank you for my health. Thank you for the fun and excitement. Thank you for the wonder of life. Thank you for everything wonderful and good in my life. Be grateful. Gratitude costs you nothing, but it is worth more than all the riches in the world. Gratitude enriches you with all the riches in life, because whatever you're grateful for multiplies. The key of play. There is one certain way you can make yourself feel better about any subject in your life, and that is to create games with your imagination and play. Play is fun, and so when you play, you feel really good. At some point, we stopped playing and having fun like we did as children, with the result that as we became adults, we became more serious about life. But seriousness brings serious circumstances into your life. When you play and have fun, you feel really good, and voila, really good circumstances come into your life. Life is supposed to be fun. Play with the law of attraction, invent games with your imagination, because the law of attraction doesn't know or care if you're imagining and playing, or if it is real. Whatever you give in imagination and feeling will become real. How to play. The law of love could be best understood and learned through little children. How do you play? You do the same thing as you did when you were a child, and you use your imagination to create make-believe games. Let's imagine you're a cyclist, and you want to become the best cyclist in the world and win the Tour de France. Your training is going well, and you have your dream in your sights, but you are diagnosed with a disease and given a 40% chance to survive. While having treatment, you imagine you are riding in the Tour de France, and it is the race of your life. You imagine the medical staff is your training team giving you feedback at every checkpoint. Each day you imagine you're racing in a time trial, and your time is getting better and better. You win the race with your medical team, and you overcome the disease. 1 year after you win back your health, you win the Tour de France, and you continue to win it 7 years in a row, becoming the only cyclist in history to achieve that. This is what Lance Armstrong did. He used the most difficult circumstances as props to create an imaginary game and realize his dream. Let's say you want to have the best-built body in the world, and you also want to become a famous actor in America. You live in a tiny village in Europe and come from a family that has struggled financially, but still you imagine your dreams. You use a picture of a hero to sculpt your body, and you imagine winning the European title for the best-built body. You win the title 7 times, and then it is time to become a famous actor. You travel to America, but no one believes you are actor material, and they give you all the reasons why you will never achieve your dream. But you have imagined being a famous actor, and you can feel the success, you can taste it, and you know it will happen. This is what Arnold Schwarzenegger did when he won Mr. Olympia 7 times, and then became one of the biggest names in Hollywood. Imagine you want to be a great inventor. In your childhood, your mind is challenged to the extreme. You are overwhelmed with hallucinations and blinding flashes of light. You fail to finish university and leave your job due to a nervous breakdown. To gain relief from the crippling hallucinations, you take control of your mind by creating your own imaginary world. Inspired by the idea of a brighter future, you direct your imagination to new inventions. You build an invention completely in your imagination. You change the construction, make improvements, and even operate the device without ever drawing a sketch. You create a laboratory in your mind, and you use your imagination to check the new invention for wear and tear before turning your idea into a physical device. This is what Nikola Tesla did to become one of the greatest inventors. Whether it was the alternating current motor, radio, amplifier, wireless communication, fluorescent light, laser beam, remote control, or any of his other 300-plus patented inventions, all of them had been developed in exactly this way, through the power of his imagination. Logic will get you from A to B. Imagination will take you everywhere. Whatever it is you want, use your imagination, create games, and play. Use every prop you can find to help you. If you want to lose weight or have a better body, then create games so you feel as though you have that body now. You can surround yourself with pictures of great bodies, but the trick is this. You must imagine those bodies are yours. You must imagine and feel that you are looking at your body, not somebody else's body. If you are overweight or underweight, and you had the perfect weight right now, how would you feel? You would feel different from how you feel now. Everything about you would change. You would walk differently, talk differently, and you would do things differently. Walk like that now. Talk like that now. Act as if you have it now. It doesn't matter what it is that you want. Imagine how you would feel with it, and act like that now in your imagination. Whatever you imagine with feeling, you are giving to the law of attraction, and you must receive it. Lance Armstrong, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Nikola Tesla, all these people played with their imaginations and felt their dreams with all their heart. Their imaginings became so real to them, they could feel their dreams and know they would happen. It doesn't matter how far away your dream seems to you. It is closer to you than anything in your life, because all the power to bring your dream to you is inside you. Everything is possible for the person who believes. In the future, we will see more and more discoveries about the power of our imagination. Already scientists have discovered special mirror cells that activate the same areas, P in the brain, when you imagine doing something as when you physically perform the action. In other words, simply by your playing and imagining what you want to experience, your brain immediately responds as if it is real. If you're talking about something in the past or the future, you're imagining those things now. You're feeling those things snow. You're on that frequency now. And that's what the law of attraction is receiving. When you're imagining your dream, the law of attraction is receiving it now. Remember, there is no time for the law of attraction. There is only this moment of now. If you experience a time delay in receiving what you want, it's only because of the time it takes you to get onto the same feeling frequency that your desire is on. And to get onto the same frequency as your desire, you have to feel the love of having your desire now. When you get yourself onto the same feeling frequency and stay there, what you desire appears. All you can possibly need or desire is already yours. Call your desires into being by imagining and feeling your wish fulfilled. When you are really excited about anything that has happened, and you feel amazing, capture that energy and imagine your dream. Quick flashes of imagining and feeling your dream are all you need to harness the power of your excited feelings for what you want. This is playing. This is fun. This is the joy of creating your life. Points of power. The key of love. 1. To use love as the ultimate power in your life. You must love like you have never loved before. Fall in love with life. 2. See only love, hear only love, speak only love, and feel love with all your heart. 3. There is no limit, no ceiling, to the amount of love you can feel, and it is all inside you. You are made of love. 4. Tell the law of attraction. What you love every day by singling out the things you love and feeling them. 5. To change the way you feel, or to lift good feelings higher. Make a mental list of everything you love and adore. 6. Your job is to love as much as possible every day. 7. Make a conscientious effort to notice as many things around you that you love, as much as you can each day. The key of gratitude. 1. Every time you feel grateful, you are giving love. 2. Be grateful for everything you have received in your life, past, Be grateful for everything you are receiving in your life, present. Be grateful for what you want in your life, as though you have received it, future. 3. Your gratitude will multiply everything in your life. 4. Gratitude is the bridge from negative feelings to harnessing the force of love. 5. To use the power of gratitude, practice it. When anything good happens to you in your day, give thanks. It doesn't matter how small it is, say thank you. 6. The more you feel gratitude, the more love you give, and the more love you give, the more you receive. 7. Every spare second is an opportunity to be grateful and multiply the things you love. The key of play. 1. When you play, you feel really good, and really good circumstances come into your life. Seriousness brings serious circumstances. 2. Life is supposed to be fun. 3. The law of attraction doesn't know if you're imagining and playing, so whatever you give in imagination and play will become real. 4. Whatever it is you want, use your imagination. Use every prop you can find, create games, and play. 5. Act as if you have it now. Whatever you imagine with feeling, you are giving to the law of attraction, and you must receive it. 6. If you experience a delay in receiving what you want, it's only because of the time it takes you to get onto the same feeling frequency as your desire. 7. When you are excited about anything and you feel amazing, capture that energy and imagine your dream.